Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Reaper Relay. I'm the elusive Dan, and I'll be your guest GM for this episode. It is good to be back. Let's go around and say hi from everybody. We don't have to do a full intro like last time, but welcome to Table Stories Mass Effect mini-series.
Good to be back.
I am so excited.
Yes.
I know I do like a muted intro because of, I don't know, effect and wonder, but
I just want to know if I can ask that, if the audience is ready for more Carmenia adventures. That's what I want to know. That is what I want to know. I've been waiting for this day.
It wasn't until I looked at my notes again to remember what your ship name was that I realized it is. We determined it's just Karen, yeah.
Karen, yeah.
It's good.
They go back to the manager every single time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God. All right. Well, let's go around and say who you are and your character's name, shall we? Let's start with the one and only Aaron. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Cassius. I'm a Virgo.
Well, that's the end of the show. I'll see you later.
I'm a Taurian. I'm a Taurian, Taurian soldier, and I'm so excited to be here. So that's all I got.
Oh, Lobos.
That's it. Ruined.
Hi, I'm Lobos. I play Scar Graken, a Krogan Vanguard.
Hello. I am Sayani, an Asari adept.
Faye.
Hi. I'm Phelan, and I'm playing Saria Akar, the Asari Sentinel.
And KPP.
I'm Katie Peters Plays, and I will be playing Varian, the Solarian Infiltrator. It rhymes.
Wait.
Yes.
Sorry, very.
I was just about to say that Saria is like an anagram for Asari, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Varian rhymes with Solarian, which is also amazing.
And Cassius rhymes with Virgo.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty perfect.
It does.
I'm just saying, it's pretty perfect.
Yes, it's perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah. I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking so much forward to this. Everyone has had a blast. From what I gathered, they came back. They didn't abandon me after this. Didn't have to write anybody out after episode 1, so that's handy. But yes, I'm super excited. I think I'd love to start another with a question. And I think a great question for this would be, what's your favorite planet?
Tessia.
Doesn't have to be a Mass Effect, but it could be if you'd like.
That is a very personal question.
Mm-hmm.
Very personal question.
I don't know.
But does Pluto still count?
It
Sure.
doesn't.
No.
Technically,
We'll say sure. In one state of the United States, Pluto's still a planet. So
Which state is that?
I don't remember. I remember reading it. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
probably.
I have to go with Omega. Every time I think Mass Effect, I think Omega. I don't know. Party
Totally.
planet, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of Neptune. It rains diamonds, if you didn't know.
Oh. And diamonds are a Virgo's best friend, I've heard.
Yo.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yes.
Anyone else? Favorite planet?
I like the moon. I really like the moon. Do you know why? Because it reminds me of cheese. And I really like cheese.
We
So
all
there's
know
an
the
emotional
moon.
connection there.
No, that's fair. I mean, but we all know the moon isn't made out of cheese. But what if
We
it
don't
were
know
made out
that.
of spare
You don't know. You don't know.
that.
You
We
can't-
do not.
You can't just say stuff like that. You don't know.
Thank you. Thank you for the support. You know what? I really appreciate that. Thank you. The
That
moon is
hot
not a
defense.
planet. Who cares what the moon is? The moon is amazing.
Astral body. How about that?
Astral
It is,
body,
yeah,
thank you.
astral body,
If you're
a
calling
satellite,
Pluto a
even more
planet,
directly.
Then the moon can be a planet too.
It's a satellite, but we can, whatever you'd like.
It's a satellite. It's a satellite. It's fine. Okay, planet, real planet?
Whatever you want. You answered. That's fine.
No. Okay.
Anyone else?
Look, I'm not gonna say it.
You're done.
Just
You're
like
done.
grabbing the mic away from her.
You had your time.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
Wait. Okay. Who's next?
KBP or Faye, do you have one? If you don't, that's okay.
I mean, I like Saturn because I like the rings, and it's just as simple as that. It just
I
looks
agree.
cool.
It looks
it
really
does.
cool.
It does. It's really cool.
same.
Okay,
Totally.
actually, same. Actually.
That's
Oh
fair.
god.
And mine's the sun. So let's go forward from here.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. There's a whole bit about.
I would never know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You liar.
All right. Well, let's give you all a quick recap, just so you know kind of what happened. If you've forgotten, viewers, listeners, all you lovely people in the table store, or the players, if they've just spaced out. Last we had a team of specters summoned by the Citadel's council to investigate a new weapon that Cerberus has been developing. They don't have too many details outside of the fact that villagers and the resistance on Eden Prime have been fighting up against Cerberus. Shepard helped them succeed in their resistance and all but wipe out the Cerberus presence there. However, some of the resistance saw that there was some sort of base or something that looked like Cerberus was there after some of their medical supplies were stolen by some Cerberus infiltrators. A request to gather and obtain the stolen materials, the medical supplies, as well as potentially removing the Cerberus threat was requested by the humans of Eden Prime. From there, the Spectres and their Krogan went and found the Cerberus base and broke their way in. Not terribly quietly, but made their way in. After dispatching a few of the soldiers and the defense of the base, they made their way through and discovered there's a little more to this base than they had hoped. Specifically, husks and cages. And that is where we left off. I believe the last phrase was from Cassius, walking up as everyone else had already seen the husks clawing and scratching and groaning from the other side of the glass. Oh my God, there are husks.
It was surprising. I don't know what you want. I was surprised.
Prolific.
Can you remind if it's just a window or was it a door?
It was a window in a hallway.
Okay.
It was a window in a hallway.
Okay.
Is there a door nearby, like right next to the window, or?
No, there wasn't. So it was a long hallway you entered through blast doors. Off to the left was the barracks that Cassius and Sayani had gone down to explore, and the other three moved forward down this hallway until they saw the wall off on the right side with the window. It looks like the hallway goes down farther with some large blast doors, and maybe if you're trying to squint hard enough, looks like there's another hallway off to the right.
Okay. So as we're all standing there, and I just got there, and I'm really surprised. I'm just still pointing, like, we've got to kill them right now.
I agree. How do we get in?
Yeah,
Shoot the-
is there a keypad or anything?
I'll start to look further down the hall and maybe take a few steps that way, looking for a door, entryway, or something.
Okay. Anyone following behind?
I'll be following. I'll be
Yeah, I'll
right
follow
behind
too.
Scar.
Are we all going together? Let's go.
All right, so we're all.
Yeah, and you move down the hallway, and as you see off to the right, there's another window that looks like it's in the same room, and you see the similar husks meandering about, occasionally slamming up against the wall. Some of them look like they've been clawing or bashing themselves up for a while now, with telltale signs of not necessarily claw marks, though there are some bloody marks and prints as they've been trying to bash up against this security glass. And as you continue to walk down, you see the giant blast doors up ahead and a hallway off to the right.
Do I know if those blast doors will like motion detection open if I walk up to them, or
You don't know without walking up.
Ooh.
You see there's a panel off to the side like most doors, but they are very heavy, heavier than what you did when you got in through into this base.
I'd like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
nope, go for it.
I'd like to peek my head around the corner just to see if I notice anything in particular.
Sure. Yeah, so you look down to the right, and it's a very, very short hallway with what looks like a door into the husk room.
I guess at this point, I'm just gonna point down and say, the husks are that way. We should be heading in that direction.
I agree. We can't just leave them here. We have to take care of them.
I agree.
I'll walk up to the door, and is there like a better vantage point from here where I can tell maybe how many there are? Like,
Of husks in that
Yeah.
room?
yeah.
If you went back to the window, you might be able to catch it. It's not like a tiny porthole, but it's smallish. Maybe, I don't know, couple feet big of a whole size window. That's two of those that you passed.
Okay.
Are you going back to one of those windows to look through?
So I want to get a better idea of their numbers. And I'll
That's a
walk
good idea.
Just do not engage just yet, no matter what happens. Because I have a plan.
I must to protect us.
I have a plan, and you need to stop being so hot-headed.
I'm just saying, if they come at us, I'm opening fire.
Do you remember that mission we were at together? That was 3 years ago, I believe. That was an Omega. Do you remember how we worked together? So I'm thinking we can do the same thing. I'm thinking I can throw a singularity in there if we can find a way to open the door, and you can take care of the rest. You have a way to detonate that, don't you?
I do.
What do you say?
I'm fine with that. Let's just get an idea of their numbers first.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So you walk up to the window?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a gather intel check, please.
Let's see. Sharp.
3.
Oh, yikes.
Okay. Counting's not your strong suit, Scar.
Oops.
You can usually note when there's like a few things around you and keep track of them. There's a lot moving around in here. Some of them are still in cages. A number of them keep kind of pressing up against the window when you get up to it, making it hard to see past them. There's a lot. That's as much as you know. Is it too many? You're not sure. Is it too few, too easy? You don't know.
I'm not sure of their numbers, but there are certainly a lot of them. Maybe we could continue forward and see if there's some way to self-destruct this base later, saving us the trouble.
So Scar's a little bit down the hallway back at the glass, right? So we're sort of up the hallway just a little bit from him,
Yep.
but still within communication distance, right? Just okay.
Absolutely. You can
So-
kneel down to each other easily.
All right. So I turn to him and say, "So you think we can't take them all on?"
I didn't say that. I'm not in the best shape. We all got out of a firefight recently, and I don't want to take too many chances.
Okay, fair enough.
But do we have a way to detonate this place after we leave?
Well,
You can blow anything up. It's fine.
Okay. How are you going to do that, Cassius?
I don't know. We kind of need to look around first.
Oh, do we now?
I'm good to go.
Let's find the main room. It has all
I agree.
the alarms and everything, and we can see what they have there.
Absolutely. There should be some type of control room. So I suggest that we move away from here and we go down to the other door and try and get through there.
I'll walk over, not too close to the door, but maybe over to the panel
Okay.
and see if I can just glean anything like very obvious, like locked, like whatever's in effect on the door right now.
Yeah, you can see that it's set to locked, and there's like an ID scanner with it. It's a pretty standard looking Cerberus access panel, pretty similar to the one you came in.
Okay. Well, it looks locked. This isn't my strong suit. Any of you?
I'll give it a
Can you handle
try. Yeah, I will give it a try. I'll walk over to it and try to disarm it like I did the front door.
Okay, give me a hack check.
Five.
That's a 5. That's a failure. Also remember, on failures, mark experience.
That's right.
I think
This one, sorry.
Go for it.
This one seems more complicated than the one in the front. Does anybody else know how to maybe access these?
Without saying anything, I just pull my gun out to shoot it.
Awesome. Okay. Can you give me a fire 'em up check, please? Also, you get a renegade point for that. Varian's still very close to this panel when you
Oh,
up
shit.
and shoot.
Whoops.
You didn't walk away yet. You just ran up and shot the thing.
Oh no.
All right. All
What
right.
gun did you shoot with, by the way?
Okay. All right. So I would have been using the Revenant assault rifle. That's what I currently had available.
Okie doke. So you sling around your assault rifle and open fire on this panel with a full hit of 10. Please pick 3.
Oh, where I've got to bring that up
So
again.
that's
Hold
under
on. That's
basic
moves.
Mm-hmm.
And this was for fire 'em up.
Fire them up. You get to choose 3 from the list.
All right. So if Varian is this close, I definitely want to use, I guess, suppressive fire, if I can, to try and negate anything. Can I do that?
I'll say yeah. You're trying to be more accurate, so I'll let that
Okay.
focus into it.
Okay. And then I'll probably. I mean, there's not really much else I need to do. I'll do nice shooting to try and cause more damage to the panel itself, and then
Sure.
go for reload.
All right. So as we heard, you open fire. Varian, you're standing there, and all of a sudden, assault rifle shots are right next to you into the panel. And it sparks and sputters, and you hear the door groan and creak and crack open ever so slightly as the gears are struggling to figure out what you've done to this door. And it's about an inch a gap open. And sparks are flying.
Can I like jump back and cover, or since he did the suppressive fire, that I'd be okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna say give me an act under fire roll. That's cool.
Okay. 7.
7. Okay. So, act under fire. 7 to 9. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. The GM can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So, as he's firing this, you realize, one, this will probably seal the blast door, not actually open it. Shooting panels doesn't usually open doors, and you know this. This has been your job. You also realize that you might be able to get the door open while he's firing it. You see a couple of wires get knocked out, and you recognize those as some of the door mechanism. You will absolutely take harm if you do that. But you think you could probably get it open if you act quickly enough. Or you can jump away at no harm.
Okay, so he shoots it, it opens, some wires fall out, and I immediately go, oh, I can get this open now.
Yes.
And I know
While
I'll
he's
get
firing, it's mid-fire. He opens. It's
Okay. I'm going to move as quickly as I can because I am a Solarian. I can move pretty quickly, and I'm going to make the judgment call to try to fuse those wires together or touch them together, whatever I need to do to open the door.
okay. And you can do that. What is the harm on your assault rifle, Cassius?
All right. The harm on the assault rifle is 3.
All right. So, what is your shield health at right now?
Everything's full. Everything's
Full?
at 3.
Okay, so yeah, you jump in, reach out, see those wires as the thing is sparking, and tap them together real quick as your shields absorb this shot, and you're able to jump back in the door. You hear the creaking and the groaning, and then it slides open. Your shields are down at the moment.
Okay.
Cassius, next time, maybe don't do that. You
It
could have
worked.
jammed it. No, you could have jammed it. I jumped in, and I put those two together and opened it.
All right. Okay. That's fair. And I appreciate it. But it's fine. And we can move on.
It's fine. My shields are down now. If I
They'll come
didn't-
back. You'll be fine.
Listen,
I
I
get
know
it.
you think that you're hot shit, Cassius, but you could have taken Varian out. Be more cautious next time.
I am a very accurate shot. And she's fine. If anything, she jumped in while I was shooting. We don't know what would have happened. She hurt
was
herself.
standing there in the first place.
I was very accurate.
Oh,
It's
I can see
fine.
that. Next time, when you're not very accurate and you take out one of your teammates, don't come crawling to me for help.
Fair
I'd like to
enough.
remind you that we have the door open, and I'm gonna look what's in front of us now that the door's open, and have my shotgun ready.
Great. That's a pretty good call. The door opens, and Scar, you're looking in while everyone's arguing, and it's a very big laboratory. You look in and you see a number of operating tables lined up, equipment hooked up to them, what look like dead humans scattered around on a number of the tables. And a few of those husk spikes from when the Geth attacked Eden Prime. You see a large, what looks like observation room up above at the back of the wall, and a number of chairs around, kind of lining up at the top, probably for more observation. That's what you see at the cursory.
What is this place?
Step up to the closest like machine that has like a human corpse on it. Does it look like it's active?
The corpse or the equipment?
The equipment.
The equipment, everything is on. You hear gentle beeping and hums as a number of tubes and wires are hooked into these corpses.
Okay, I think I would try and unplug this thing hurriedly, just as quickly as possible.
Okay. I think, God, I think that would be, for the mechanics we have, I'd say that's a hack roll.
Okay.
Because you were messing with shit you may not understand.
Sure. I know power cables generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, those are totally normal.
I know what they look like.
Yeah.
Go
How
for
hard is it to unplug something? It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So, go for it.
I rolled a 7.
So you did. All right. On a 7 to 9 with hack, choose one. You can open the lock or access the files, and that essentially what we can say would be you turning the system off, like unplugging them successfully, or you can deactivate any defenses or alarms.
Definitely just unplugging it.
Great.
Yeah.
So you see Scar walk up, look at this corpse. I don't know if the rest of you are still back arguing. It sounded like Sayani went in with Scar, and he just walks up and grabs the biggest cable he can find and yanks on it as hard as he possibly can. And he unplugs it. And you hear the beeping quiet from this particular gurney.
I'd walk into the room, probably as he's doing this, and also making a snarky remark to Cassius.
Oh, you could have added me to one of these tables.
So I'm walking in behind her, and I'm just sort of head back like, get over it.
Are you feeling okay, Cassius?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
I kind of eye him a little suspiciously, but then move into the room and start looking over the gurneys.
I'll walk in as well.
Okay. So you're all in at this point, and you'd see the same thing that Scar would have seen as the laboratory, the corpses upon the tables, equipment and wires and weird tech that you've never really dealt with. Maybe you've seen husk spikes before, but it looks like a lot of these tables have a husk spike with wires and cabling coming out of them into these people. And then the observation area.
Is there any other exits out of this room, or is this the only entrance?
It looks like this is the only entrance.
Okay.
From what you can see at just a cursory glance.
Okay. So I'm just going to sort of turn around and head back to the door and just tell everybody, I'm going to watch our back. You guys do whatever you need to do. And then I'm just going to stand there sort of ready for anything.
Sure. Okay.
I would like to keep going table to table and checking the bodies first, kind of give them a shake, see if they react, and then continue to unplug these machines.
Gotcha. Okay. There are a total of 8 tables in here, and you walked up to the first one. Like, I'll say on the right.
Yep.
And you unplugged that one. So which is the next one you go to? Are you just going down the line, or like zigzagging, or how are you doing
Yeah, depending on how they're configured, just kind of following the wall around the entire room and whatever's closest on that right side, and then going to the next and the next.
Yeah. So you walk up to the next one, you just kind of give it a jostle, and it's a corpse. It's dead. It looks like its eyes kind of flop around. It looks a little sunken. This corpse may have been around a while.
And I unplug machinery if I could.
Yeah, you can. You don't need to roll again for that.
Okay.
Kind of the same deal. We'll just treat it from before, and you unplug it, and you're kind of from the equipment.
And I think I would just keep going around the room, just doing that with all the tables.
All right, and you'd see him doing this. Is that no one seems to object, which is totally fine.
Scar, make sure that they are dead before you do that. That's just please. Make sure they're dead.
I'm shaking them.
Well, that might not be enough, Scar. You're shaking them?
Well,
I don't know. Can we just treat them as...
these need to be turned off as soon as possible. I don't know if you want to look at them first.
Yes, I do, actually.
Well, then be my guest.
Just from the door frame, I just sort of put my head back and go, I think Scar knows what something dead looks like.
Cassius, if you could just keep the wise remarks to yourself for the time being, that would be great. Thank you.
I don't respond.
Silence is an option.
Dot.
Are there any tables or like any desk looking type tables or anything that has drawers that we might be able to look in, find any information?
Sure. Yeah. There are tables around, usually in between each of the operating table.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of those little file cabinet looking things that you might expect, like surgical tools and whatnot. So there are a number of them around.
I would kind of impatiently look around the rest of the room and particularly up at the observation windows, see if I can look into them or if they're just blacked out.
It looks like a one-way mirror, so it is reflective.
Okay.
Can I look around the room to see if they were doing experiments or anything on these people?
Yeah, can you be a little more specific? Because it looks like they're hooked into things. But what are you looking for?
I want to see if they are. It's like a husk farm where they're making.
Okay. I'll have you give me a gather intel check then.
Okay.
You're trying to be a little more specific in this. That's a full
10.
hit. That's good. So for gather intel, you can pick 2 questions unless you have an extra thing as a class ability to add to gather intel.
Let me see. When you gather intel and act on a GM's take +2 instead of +1. So I don't know that
Okay.
really applies.
If for some reason you have to act on this, then yeah, you'd get a +2, which is great. So just
Okay.
keep that in mind. All right, so then ask 2 questions from that list.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Mm-hmm.
And where can I find the control room?
Okay. The control room, you're probably guessing, is up in that observation area. That seems the most likely place. And then what should I be on the lookout for? I mean, the room of husks that are wandering around is pretty bad, but you were looking at these specifically to see if experimentation was being done on them. And in that context, it kind of looks like they're... When you get real close to one of the other ones that haven't been unplugged, it looks like something is being pumped into these corpses. Specifically from the spires.
Are any of you doctors or scientists or know anything like that?
Nope.
If you look here, the spires, it's pumping something into them, some sort of liquid. I don't know why they would do that.
That makes me sick.
Take a closer look at one of the spires.
Okay. Have you run into husks before, Scar?
I think I have, yeah.
Okay.
Not many times, but
Sure.
I know about them at least.
Okay. Have you fought them specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, these are... It looks like Cerberus has taken a bunch of these spires from the original Eden Prime attack to them, or they shipped them here from before, and have hooked them up to power sources and plugged them into these people.
Nice. I've seen these before. They seem to have held husks, and they would get off them, and we would fight them. I don't know what their purpose is here, but it seems like you might be right about them creating more husks.
Do you think we can save any of them?
Well, if they're alive, maybe.
We have to try. We have to.
Well, then help me find out if any of these are alive. Otherwise, I'm going to turn all of these off immediately.
Can I roll what would I roll for this?
What are you trying to do?
Figure out if any of them are actually alive.
I mean, gather intel's not a bad one to do. I mean, you potentially could do read a person, but that's, if they're not alive, it's hard to read something that's dead. So I would say probably gather intel would be good.
Okay.
8. So you can ask one question from that list.
Is it on basic? Yes.
Basic.
Yes.
I guess, what is this thing's true composition would be the most relevant one.
Yeah, absolutely. Is the composition alive or dead? Is pretty accurate. Yeah, so you kind of go around and you start feeling for pulses and just trying to see, and there are none. No pulses whatsoever. These are all dead villagers and colonists.
Scar, you can just go ahead and unplug everybody. No one made it. But we have to. We can't leave the corpses here. We have to do something about it. And I just kind of turn my back on the whole thing and just look the other way.
Okay. Do you walk away or are you just standing looking away?
I'm standing, but just looking away.
Okay. Saria, what are you doing?
I guess I would be looking around on those cabinets that we mentioned earlier, trying to see if there are any papers on any of the I guess experiments or anything.
Okay. Not that you can tell. Basically everything you look through, it's surgical tools, it's monitoring equipment, but doesn't look like there's any consoles or notes here. Again, probably from what was seen by Varian, you're guessing the control room has all of that.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You.
Oh, well, I was going to say after what Sayani said, I was going to turn around and say we can burn them. I mean, it's a respectful way to deal with the dead, and I have a flamethrower, so we can do this right now.
Okay, I guess this is the only thing we can do at the moment.
Let me look for identification first. And I would check all of their, I don't know if they're naked or pockets or cabinets, looking for identification of the people themselves.
Yeah, they're all either just nude or in skivvies, from what you can tell. A lot of them are pretty emaciated. They've been here. Some of them have been here a while. You can tell that the ones that have been plugged in longer look a lot more like husks than people, but it doesn't look like any of them are full husks. But as for identification, no. They must have disposed of it or they didn't have it on them.
Well, let me get all these machines off first. And I would resume my cable pulling.
Okay. So Scar's going around unplugging every corpse. Is anyone else doing anything in particular while he's walking around?
I'll help him with that.
Okay.
I'm just readying the flamethrower. I did want to ask though. So there's all these bodies here, but there wasn't anything in the village, in the little settlement that we come through about missing people, right? So these people are not obviously from here, and there's no identification, right? There's nothing that we've seen that's there.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I just
sort of the villagers didn't mention anybody missing.
Okay.
Can I do something while this is happening?
Absolutely. What would you like to do?
I just want to go next to Saria and ask her, hey, Saria, do you still practice Ciari? Because if you do, then maybe you can, I don't know, maybe say a prayer for these people.
Siani, I haven't done that in so long. I think maybe it's probably best if we just do it quietly on our own.
Okay.
So at this point, I've got the flamethrower ready. Like, when you guys are ready, I can do this, but you're gonna have to get the hell out.
I think we should destroy the equipment as well.
This is gonna do a pretty good damn job of doing that.
Well, we should double check.
Fair enough.
And this time, make sure that Varian is not in the way.
I got it. And then I just sort of stare down.
Okay.
Before this, though, shouldn't we probably be looking for a little more information? We've unplugged them. We can search around and then come back.
I mean, if you guys want to, it's fine. Like, I just want to be respectful to the dead. I'm ready to go when you guys are. So whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Up to you.
If we find the control room and we can destruct the building, they will burn then as well.
That's true. I'm also okay with that.
I believe the control room is in the tower.
Shall we do that?
Yeah,
Shall
but
we?
how? How do we get there?
I have no idea.
Is anyone
Do
walking over there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I kind of have an idea of how to maybe get there, like an idea of where to head?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the same room as you. It's just kind of like, you know, those, I mean, the best way to describe it would be, you know, Half-Life, where you have like kind of the observation room above and there's either a ladder or a lift or something up. It's in the same room as you, from what you can tell. It's just sticking out and looking out over. So are you walking up to that rough area, or? Because it's a big room. This is a very big room.
I would certainly.
Okay. Who all's like walking up to that, or who's posting up? Kind of want to know what you all are doing in this snapshot and what weapons you have out, if any. I'm assuming you all kept your weapons out
Yeah.
from before.
Yes.
I just want to
I
know,
would be
like,
moving up, probably,
Yes.
as well.
Same. Yeah.
I'm still holding the firestorm right now, but I guess I'll probably follow them, still holding it. You know.
Okay. Varian, are you? So everyone's moving up. Got it. Okay. Except for Cassius, you're staying kind of back toward the door with your firestorm, or are you moving up?
No, I'll probably wait for everybody to start. You know, if no one's really saying specifically what they're doing, because I imagine Scar just started walking in that direction, right? And then everybody's sort of milling in behind as he goes that way, just sort of. So I'd probably watch him go for a second and then follow behind, sort of looking at the bodies as we go.
Okay. So you approach kind of underneath this, and you would see a lift off on the left side that looks like it would go up. The lift is currently at the top of the observation room.
I would ask that you not Burn everything, please.
You hear a voice over the comms.
I sort of look up and go, "Who the hell are you?"
You come into my lab, and you ask who I am. Specters.
Identify yourself right this moment.
I'm Dr. Banachek. Why are you here disturbing my work?
Your work? What does your work entail exactly, Doctor?
Stopping the Reapers.
What do husks have to do with that?
More than you could understand. You're coming in here and wrecking things and shooting my men.
So at this point, I sort of look up, I hold the flamethrower up and I say, "You can explain it to us, or I can set this all on fire. It's your choice."
The fire will be contained by the fire suppressant systems. I don't know if you're in a position to negotiate in that way.
I could potentially disarm your fire suppression system.
That is true. I can also open the room where all of those husks are hiding.
How
Whoa.
can we trust you?
The intruders ask about my trust. You are in my domain. Perhaps we could come to an agreement.
I'm listening.
You leave. And you live. It's pretty simple.
That's not gonna cut it, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Are you seriously threatening specters right now? Is that what you chose to do?
Specters are not invincible.
So at this
You're
point,
not either.
I sort of want to bluff and sort of look up and go, "You know, I don't think you realize how much firepower is up there aiming down here right now. Something happens to us, you're done."
I'd say that's an intimidate roll. This is Renegade. Well, that
Okay.
says when you credibly threaten. You are lying.
Oh, you just tell me what to do, man.
Yeah. I'd say that's a Spectre authority roll. You're invoking your Spectre status. You are lying, potentially, but you are basically saying, we're Spectres and we can blow you up. So roll Spectre authority. That's a
All right.
choice of Paragon or Renegade.
Oh, it doesn't. All right, I'm gonna roll Renegade. 9.
So 9 is you get something close, but be ready to accept compromises.
Okay. So how do I, like, at this point, does he believe it, or do I need to do something more to?
You gave your threat, which is they'll basically glass this area from orbit.
Okay.
I do not doubt that you could destroy this facility, but what really would that do you? Did you come here for something, or just to be destructive like that shepherd?
Can I use my information broker?
Ooh, what does that do?
When you want to know something about someone important, roll sharp. On a hit, you can ask the GM questions. On a 10 plus, ask 2. 7 to 9, ask 1.
Go for it.
Okay. 10.
10? It shows 7 for me.
Oh, sorry. That's 7. I was scrolled up.
I was like, oh.
I was like, that's exciting. Okay, so just 7.
So 1 question from your list.
I'd like to ask, what crimes are they involved in and how can I stop them?
So you've been racking your brain as a Solarian, which is pretty damn expansive and quick while this conversation has happened. And you recall the name Dr. Barachek. They were a scientist way back when that wasn't originally Cerberus. They were a part of the Alliance, but they were dishonorably discharged for running human experimentation, and were then rumored to have been picked up by Cerberus, specifically on human enhancement biologically and technologically. How you can stop them, kill them before they can do anything, or negotiate your way out of this. He's more reasonable than a lot of other people tend to be in his position, from what you can tell with your intel.
Doctor, I know you weren't always like this. Perhaps we could talk.
We're talking right now. Not always like this. You mean not always at the brink of extinction?
Somewhere along the way, your mind got twisted.
Twisted? Seeing my entire species be invaded and ignored by the council is twisted? Being pushed out and ignored and treated as an inferior species because we didn't discover light speed first. You consider that twisted, you Solarian?
Perhaps we could give you a ride back to the council, and you can air your grievances with them in person.
Yes, I know. If I leave this room, I will die. I'm not that stupid.
What if I promise none of us will kill you?
I don't believe you can promise that for that Krogan, could you? We've heard rumors. You know, Solarian. Rumors that could help the fight. Have
Well, maybe-
you shared those?
I say that you come talk to us, instead of hide behind your voice in the sky.
I think I'm safer up here. But we can chat a bit longer if you'd like. Remember, I can open that door behind you in a moment's notice.
Is there like a camera that I can see?
Ooh, I'll let you give me one more gather intel,
Okay.
just for that question.
10. For real this time.
Okay, ask 2 questions.
Okay. I mean, can I use one of my questions as, are there any cameras that I know he's watching us with?
I'd say, where can I find cameras?
Okay, well, yeah.
There's a blank for that.
Is there a blank? Yeah, where can I find the cameras?
Uh-huh.
And what's my best way in?
Okay. So the cameras are all over the room. You see them like one in each corner. You see one in each corner. They're pretty obvious. You'd see they're all pointed at you 5. Best way in is definitely that lift. You could probably hack it down. I have a question for you, Varian.
Okay.
Do you have your sniper rifle out still?
I had my submachine gun, my SMG out.
Okay. You thought you saw a shadow move behind that mirrored glass. I'm going to give you a choice. You could attempt to fire, and you think you could hit that shadow. Or you could keep talking it out.
I only can do one or the other.
I mean, you probably know the consequences of firing and missing.
I'm going to keep talking.
Okay. Get a Paragon point for that.
Okay.
Because you're thinking of the group rather than yourself.
Doctor, it doesn't have to end this way.
You're right, it does not. You could leave, as I've been suggesting. But
Can you give me a charm roll, Varian? I know I'm having you roll a lot, but you're the one taking lead on this.
Okay. I don't feel good about this. I got 4.
All right. So mark experience for your failed roll.
Okay.
So I want to let you know how charm works. If you see that, it says if you want something, you can give them a bribe or a motive. You can try to charm them, which is what you've been trying to do. For NPCs, they give you what you want if you get a hit. On a 7 to 9, they give you what you want after you give them what they want. On a miss, they turn the tables on you.
I don't think so. You've seen more than I'd like. The elusive man would not be happy if I let you go. It was a good conversation, and I appreciate you not burning down my facility.
And you would hear the comms shut.
I'm going to do something.
I say that because I realize he could be listening, and I'm going to go over to the lift and try to hack it.
Okay, you go over to the lift. Give me a hack roll. Varian runs over and does that, and you would all hear a door slide open and the thudding of feet running down a hallway. And we'll take our first break there.
No! Oh my god! Dan, this singularity that I've been holding is going to burn my existence, okay? I need to release it.
You've got it. You've got it. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm fine for now, but I can't hold it much longer. Huh. How
All
dare.
right. I know. That was too good a spot to take a break, so yeah. Welcome to Rape Relay.
Lobos.
Huh?
We can hear you.
We can hear
okay,
you now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Didn't change anything.
But
Yeah, weird.
thank you for tuning in to Reaper Relay. We'll be right back. 3 to 5 minutes. Please go use the restroom, get some water, do whatever you need to do. We will return for the second half of this episode and see what they do with Dr. Barachek. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reaper Relay. I hope you all washed your piss mittens. It's good to have you. We just finished right before the break. Dr. Barachek seems to have opened a door that had a room full of husks. This is Reaper Relay, by the way. If you're just tuning in now and you didn't catch the first bit, it is a Mass Effect mini-series, GM'd by myself, Domestic Dan, with other wonderful, lovely people. We'll also go right back into the intros of them at the end of the episode, because I think they want to deal with a threat that has just started running down the hallway, and you would hear groans and as husks begin to pour in to the operating room, this laboratory. First, can I get a hack check from Varian?
Okay.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. With hacking, you get to choose one of these things as an 8. You open the lock or access the files. In this case, you would access the lift, or you can deactivate any defenses or alarms.
I'm the lock. I want to
Okay.
get in there.
All right. So you would hear the kind of chink, and the lift starts to come down, and
Well, what are you doing? No, do not touch that.
as you'd hear over the comms. But it seems to have worked, albeit it was noticeable. The
We're
rest
coming
of
for a
you-
visit.
The rest of you, with Cassius in the back, see several husks charge into the room. Some of them are in different states of what looks like reaperification. Some of them look a little more human than you'd feel comfortable with. But they run in.
Okay, so I'm closer, right? At this
You are
point.
the closest. You are in the back, which was closest to the door, and you have your firestorm out.
I do have my firestorm, so I'm definitely gonna just put down some fire.
Okay.
That's hard. Fire 'em up.
That would be fire 'em up, yes.
All right. I got an
right.
11. All right.
That's an 11, starting off combat strong. Okay. Choose 3 from your list.
All right. So, the first thing, again, suppressive fire. I'm just going to try and blanket the whole area and slow them down as much as possible. And then nice shooting, and then immediately take cover.
Okay. All right. So nice shooting does an extra harm. How much harm total
Okay.
does Firestorm do?
So with the firestorm, that is 4 plus a 1, so that should be 5 harm.
5 harm. All right. So these husks charge into the room. And the first 2 right up front get incinerated. They burn to a crisp and collapse, skidding to a halt in front of you, still smoldering. The others fan out and move to 2 different sides of the room and charge in. What are the rest of you doing? Varian, you are currently working on this hacking.
Okay.
For the time being, you're going to have a difficult... it's going to be difficult for you to defend yourself right now. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Can I ask how many there are?
Yes, as of right now, you see 5 that are still up. 2 have just collapsed to the ground.
So
3
there
are on the left side if you're looking out toward the door. 2 are on the right.
Okay, so at that point, since there are a lot of them around, I want to use biotic barrier
Okay.
which will protect all of us in that room. I would hope.
How big does it say your radius is?
It
'Cause
doesn't
you are-
say radius.
Okay, what can you read it out
It's
to me as an ability?
adjacent. Okay, so as long as you do nothing but maintain the barrier, you have full cover, and adjacent allies take -1 harm.
Ah, okay. All right. So people that are right next to you, Cassius is not. He was holding up away. The rest of
Okay.
you moved up. So currently, if you're standing there, you're basically you put up a barrier to try to defend and deflect as best you can.
Yes.
Everyone except Cassius is in that barrier. This is a large room.
Okay. I'm holding
right.
it.
Okay. You don't have to roll. You just do that.
Yes, it's just a passive move that I have.
Perfect. And that's what you do. All right. Saria, Scar.
All right, well, first and foremost, I have to roll for my passive move Sentinel, which I have to roll hard for, and I can hold the corresponding number. So let me roll hard first.
Okay.
That is going to be... Did it not go through?
Not yet. If you hit roll, give it a second. It might pop. Unless you
I'm gonna
need
have
to
to
put
pop
in
this
your...
out again.
Look
Okay,
for a
you
pop-up
might-
window.
Make sure that
Yeah.
you're looking at the main thing for the additional bonuses. It might be asking you to do that.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you were right. So
13.
that is a 13. Yeah.
All right. So on a 10 plus, that gives you, I believe, 2 hold.
It's actually a hold 3 on 10 plus.
Ah. Okay. All right. So you can spend that when you'd like to your next rolls. And I believe that just gives a +1. Or you could really just throw it all into one roll if you really wanted to make it count.
Okay.
And it'll tell you the circumstances you can use that, I believe, in your ability.
Perfect. Okay. And for now, am I able to do my active move to, or well, try to, what is it? Fire them up for incinerate?
You have incineration rounds in your or
it's
incinerate. Oh, it's one of your
it's one of my
skills.
biotics, yeah, or my
Yeah,
tech.
so you would do fire them up, and then I believe you select
Perfect.
incinerate as one of the options, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Let me go ahead and fire them up.
Go for it.
Do. That's just regular hard?
Correct.
Okay. That is an 8.
8. All right, so you choose 2 from your list.
Okay. So first, I'm going to go ahead and use my incinerate
Okay.
on one of the enemies.
All right. There are 5. Are you thinking of the right side or the left side? There's 3 on the left and 2 on the right.
From where our vantage point is, which enemies are closer, the left or the right, or are they both equidistant?
They split around to the sides of the room after the 2 that charged in got burnt.
Okay. Do I have vision of any of them?
Yeah, they're all on your peripherals.
Okay, so-
they're off on the sides. If you were in the center of the room, they'd be equidistant.
Okay. So I'll just fire off to one of them in the left corner.
Okay. All right. And then what's your second part of fire 'em up?
I am gonna go ahead and do taking cover.
Okay. All right. And note, if anyone's down shields, if you take cover, you will regenerate 1 by doing that. So you throw off an incinerate, it connects with one of them, and you move up behind one of the operating tables to give yourself cover. How much harm does incinerate do?
Incinerate does 3 harm to the enemy.
Okay. You hit a husk and it catches a flame and collapses as the others are running with it. Scar.
Yeah, I'm going to roll fire him up here to see what my options are.
Okay.
I got an 8.
All right. That's 2 from the list.
Okay.
And you're shooting, you're taking out your shotgun. Is that what you're doing?
Actually, I'm going to be employing some biotics here on this turn, and I'm going to use charge.
Okay.
Will get me in range over there, and If I have Nova, I can use it right afterwards. So I'm going to follow up with Nova.
All right. Are you going to the right or the left side?
I'm going to go to the left side.
Okay, so where the one of them was just burnt to a crisp.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Can you describe how you're doing this?
I'm just going to, employ... the biotics is just kind of a immediate charge forward, and then I'm going to leap into the air and slam the ground and just Nova.
Okay. Nova, what does that do as you leap into the air with biotics? This is maybe the most agile Krogan a lot of you have seen if you've never been on a mission with, but you have. So you've seen this before. He slams into the ground with a wave of biotic energy.
And that does 3 harm to an area.
Okay. You slam down and blast the area with this Nova. The 2 husks on the left get thrown off their feet and crack. You hear what little bone they have and metal and gears from the reaperification break and shatter as they hit the wall and crumple to the ground.
Get that Solarian! Get it!
And the 2 husks on the right side keep moving forward and charge at you, Varian.
Am I able to take an action right now? Or are we still going through?
They are taking their action.
Okay.
Is Varian protected by my barrier?
She is in the barrier.
Okay.
Okay. One of them slams into the biotic barrier and tries to push through as best it can, but it seems to be resisted. The other one shoulders its way through and attempts to claw and bite. Varian, I'm going to need you to act under fire.
Okay. I have a stun baton.
Okay. We'll see if you can use that depending on your act under fire roll. You're right now trying to finish this hack and get this down to you.
Got an 8.
8. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. The GM can offer a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. What were you going to say before I...
My shields were down before. Are they still down?
You've got 1 shield point.
Okay.
That is regenerated.
That's all I wanted to know.
Mm-hmm. The hard choice is going to be you can finish getting this down to you very soon, but you're going to have to essentially weather this hit. Or you can stop and attempt to get out of the way and get your stun baton out. You're going to take harm either way, but it's a matter of whether or not you want to stop your hack and have to retry or swing your stun baton.
I'm going to take the hit and keep hacking.
Okay. It comes in and hits hard. 4 harm as it latches into your shoulder. Due to the biotic barrier, you are reducing that harm by 1.
By any chance, sorry to interrupt, but by any chance, am I able to use one of my sentinel points mid-turn here?
If that is for anybody else, if you can apply it to other people, yes.
Yeah. So I would like to possibly run up to Varian and restore her shields.
Okay, so read off that ability to me.
So it's when you go into battle, roll hard on a 10 plus. You already know that. During battle, you can spend your one hold for 1-2. Name a character you see, they take 1 less harm. Name a character within your reach, you heal them with a Medigel. Name a character within your reach, you restore their shields. Or affect everyone in your area when you go hand to hand, and you can name a character. Yeah.
So this would be on your turn specifically.
Okay. All right.
But you can do that. Yeah, no, that's a reasonable question. So you take the 4 harm with shields, and then with armor and that other reduction, how much harm do you take after everything?
Okay, so my armor's 1.
Yep.
My shields are at 1 and my health is at 3.
Okay. So you'd only take 1 harm from this due to the biotic barrier that's up.
Okay.
So your shields are gone and you've taken 1 harm.
Okay, so I have 2 health left.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's sitting there and clamping in on your shoulder with that horrible mechanical mouth, and you can hear the bones start to grind as it is latching on and trying to claw at you through this biotic barrier.
A little help would be wonderful.
So at this point, I pull out my M6 Carnifex hand cannon and load up some cryogenic bullets. And I'm gonna try, and I imagine I'm across the room.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna try and take this thing out.
Is there a close tag on that?
For the hand cannon?
What are the tags on the hand cannon, please?
Oh, it is hand closed, son of a bitch.
You can attempt to fire, but you will take a -1 situational if you use that hand cannon.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
It'll look cool. So
you can do it. You'll just take up. So when it pops up, put a -1 there.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right. Oh wait, whew, that was -10. Hold on. Oh shit!
That is a 4.
That is a 4.
That was Snake Eyes rolled. All right. So you pull out your hand cannon, you flip it open, you throw some cryotic rounds into it, and take aim and fire. How much harm does that do, by the way?
All right, so the hand cannon does, hold on 1 second, 3 harm.
Okay.
And the cryo doesn't do any harm, so.
No, the cryos, what does the cryo effect do?
So what it does is it's cryogenic weapon mod. If you get past an enemy's shields, they are impeded and allies take +1 forward against them.
Okay. So you definitely hit Varian with this. And you feel a blast. It's 3 harm. Right now you have 1 armor and 1 barrier. So it'd only be 1 harm. However, you're impeded. You are slow. Your fingers frost over a bit. Everything gets very cold, which for you is actually pretty bad as an amphibian. This is not great. Make sure that you mark off on your sheet that you're impeded, and that would be that's just a -1 to your rolls in general, all of them.
I do get experience for that, right?
Yes, you do.
Fantastic.
Yes, you do.
So
I'm gonna look over at Cassius and I'm gonna say, "Nice shooting, asshole."
What are you doing, Surya? Now that you've seen this, I believe you have 1 health, by the way, right, Varian?
Can I ask if all the husks are dead by this point?
They're not dead. One's latched on to Varian, and the other one is pushing up against your barrier.
I have 1 health left.
Okay.
Are you trying to kill me?
Who's doing what?
I cannot hold this barrier for much longer, so please, hurry!
I'm gonna move up to Varian and spend 1 of my points in order to restore her shields. And
Okay.
also, can I use another point to possibly make Varian take 1 less harm from an attack?
Yes. You can
Okay.
you can burn 2 points right now,
All right. I'll
and
keep
that'll
my
be
one.
your turn. But so how do you do this? I wanna know how this works for you.
Well, I'm gonna go up to Varian and I'm going to, I guess, touch Varian's armor and restore the shields, as well as imbue Varian with a little bit of a defensive buff.
Okay, because you're tech based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So essentially,
Tech
you're
and biotics.
okay. So is this more of a biotic barrier you're adding to her armor after restoring the shields, or more of a tech based?
I would say so, maybe.
Okay.
Let's go with biotic.
So you would feel a bit more of a warmth. You're still impeded, but it feels a little warmer. The gnawing on your shoulder subsides a bit, and a little bit of a blue glow goes over your skin and armor as you've got an extra biotic barrier up.
I'd quickly glance at her.
Thank you.
I just nod.
Gar.
I'm not sure, because I charged away, am I able to reach either of those husks on this turn?
You'd have to go the old-fashioned way by running. You could get to the one outside of the barrier, but not to the one that Varian is at.
I would like to reach that one then, and roll go hand to hand with him.
Okay. Don't you have a specific ability for that as a Krogan, or no? You might not.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's all right. Go hand to hand then, please.
All right. Okay, I rolled a 9.
A 9. All right. So you will choose one from your hand-to-hand list. When you try to take down an enemy hand-to-hand, roll hard. By default, you harm the enemy, they harm you, and you can maneuver as you attack. Hand-to-hand ignores kinetic barriers.
Okay. I think I would like to temporarily stun the enemy, impede it.
Okay.
Basically by just grabbing it by the neck and just either choke slamming it or just holding it in place.
Sure. You absolutely can pick it up and choke slamming. You're a goddamn Krogan. These are human-sized. They're tiny compared to you. So you pick up this husk by the neck and slam it into the ground. It is clawing and raking at your face as you're doing this. You're gonna take 4 harm, but you do slam it down. How much damage did that do when you make impact?
I'm no health damage, but my shields are down.
Okay, and how much damage does your hand-to-hand do?
Oh, that's a good question.
Believe it'll tell you.
But... 3 harm.
Okay, all right. You slam it down as you feel your face raked, and thankfully your shields and your armor are enough to prevent hurting, and you feel its neck snap as you slam it into this floor. Okay. Varian, what are you doing? It is still latched on your shoulder.
Is my hack complete?
It does reach the floor. It looks like your hack is complete.
I'm going to take my stun baton. I'm going to pull it off of my belt, and I'm going to hit the husk attached to my body with it.
Okay. I believe this is hand-to-hand.
I would assume so.
Yeah. I believe it's hand-to-hand. So give me a hand-to-hand check for that.
Okay.
Also a hard roll.
I got a 6.
That is a failure. Make sure everyone who's failing mark experience. And if you get 5 experience, you can level up mid-session if you know what you're doing for the level. All right. Hand-to-hand. So it says when you try to take down an enemy hand-to-hand, by default, you harm the enemy and they harm you. You can maneuver as you attack. On a miss, you're exposed to enemy fire. So, it's chomping on your shoulder. You pull out your stun baton and you try to take a swing at it. Unfortunately, your arm is a little limp as it's been chewing, and you're goddamn cold, and you're moving slow, and you feel it hit a nerve in your arm. I'd like you to give me one more roll, Varian.
Okay.
Tempt fate. If you confront something so dangerous, unpredictable, it doesn't really matter what you do, roll Paragon or Renegade.
I'm gonna do Renegade.
Okay.
Okay. Do I need to be putting a -1 on this?
You do.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, it's a 1.
That's a 1. You feel your arm snap at the shoulder
Ha!
as another 4 harm come through.
-1.
I was gonna say minus the 1. My shields are at 3 and I have 1 health. So my shields go all the way down.
Yep.
And I have 1 health remaining.
Okay.
Jesus.
Your arm goes limp as it snaps.
I need a little help.
Can I run to her and use my Metagel on her?
You would be dropping the barrier, but yes.
Is there anyone inside the barrier right now? Any husks?
The one that's on her arm.
Still alive?
Oh wait, if the barrier was still up, wouldn't it be 1 less damage?
That would. You'd
On
still
top
have
of
one. You'd have 1 shield left then.
Okay.
You're correct.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Her arm's still
Baby
snapped,
Yoda.
but you're absolutely right. She does have 1 shield left. So you're yelling out. Yeah. Is anyone
throw
helping
my
her?
Metagel? Can I throw my Metagel to someone else so they can use it?
Yeah, can
You have to put
actually.
the barrier down. You're doing another action. Your
Really?
barrier goes down if you do something else.
Okay. Can I run? Can I get to her and try and tackle this thing and like pull it off of her?
You could run in and give me a hand-to-hand.
All right. I'm gonna end up killing you.
Oh,
All right. 10.
That's a full hit on a hand-to-hand. You do damage, it does damage to you, but you get to pick 2 from that list.
Okay. So I want to temporarily stun the enemy and inflict terrible harm, which is a +1.
Okay. You run back into the barrier as you have been out of it the whole time. How do you pull this off of her and how do you kill it?
Okay. So at this point, I run up to the husk and I get my arm around its neck and then I hold sort of like this and I start pulling back as hard as I can, not knowing if I can choke this thing out, but squeezing as hard as I can.
Okay. Can you give me a flat 2d6 roll, please?
Yep. Oof. 5.
Okay, that's a 5. So it is latched on hard to Varian's shoulder as you're choking this thing out. At least you hope you are. That shield breaks as it is trying to bite into you still as he's pulling it off, and you're feeling your arm and the muscles and the tendon and the bone strain as he's doing this. But you do hear a crack from its neck and the jaw goes loose. And you now have a limp husk in your arms, Cassius.
So I just, while holding it, I'm like, fuck you, husk, and then throw it down. And then immediately, I don't know, I probably don't have any moves left, but I would be moving towards Valerian at this point.
Varian, yeah, she is. You're right next to her essentially. You can throw it down, and she's there.
Okay, so then
Not
I'm just
looking good at all.
So I'm just kneeling down, and I guess there's not much I can do. I don't have any Medigel, so I'm just sort of sitting near her, just protectively.
I think the lift will be here soon.
are all the husks down?
You did good, Valerian. You did good.
Thank you.
Please, anyone, are all the husks down?
I can't see!
Do we know if all the husks are down?
As you kind of snap back into it and look over it, you don't see any others running into the room. They look like they have all been taken out.
Can anyone heal her?
I use a Medi-Gel on Varian in order to heal her.
Okay. All right, and you do so. All your health is back. Your arm is not working. Your left arm.
Oh.
Oh my God, Bloody, your poor arms. How long was that?
I don't know, 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah, you're exhausted holding up that barrier. That was a quick fight. That may have only been 5 minutes.
Okay.
But you're exhausted after pushing that much biotic power.
Yes.
Your left arm is limp, Varian. It doesn't hurt as bad, but it's not working.
Do I inherently know that it will get better with time?
Everything gets better with time.
Even if I just come to terms with it?
Maybe a couple of weeks of bed rest.
Can I maybe take a look at her arm and see if I can do some sort of like a makeshift like sling or something?
Yeah, you can definitely try. Why don't you give me a read a person?
Okay.
That's sharp.
That is sharp. Okay. That is a 12.
All right,
Full
so you
hit.
can ask 2 questions from that list. It specifically is you hold 2. While you're interacting with them, you can spend hold to ask questions. So look at those questions and you can kind of find 1 or 2 that feel right for this situation.
I guess, what do you wish I'd do?
Okay, that'd be first question, and then second.
Well, I don't think I think that she's feeling pretty bad. So maybe how could I do because this insinuates that I have to get her to do something by saying, how could I get you to blank?
The context is a little different in this, but what were you thinking your question would be?
Well, I mean, I'm going along the lines of do I have anything that I can actually like use to create some sort of like a makeshift sling so
Okay.
her arm starts to heal?
So as you're like thinking this and looking through, you kind of go, oh wait, you were searching through basically not medical supplies, but you were seeing a lot of surgical equipment and whatnot, and you definitely gather you could absolutely kind of get a makeshift sling for her with that stuff, which would help. You know that would definitely help. At least it would reduce the sling because it's limp. It's probably dislocated, and even if it wasn't, ligaments are torn.
Are you all okay with me taking her back to the surgical center and treating her arm before we move on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I think it'd be best. However, at this point, I kind of get close to Valerian because I feel like shit because I shot her in the middle of the of the fight. So I sort of get down close. I'm like, that arm's gonna be fine, and even if it falls off, I've got these great robotic like options. I've got 3 robotic toes. You're gonna be great. It's fine.
I just kind of look at him and nod a little bit.
I think you need some target practice.
I think you're right. And I sort of just stand back away.
Is the elevator here at this point?
Yes, it actually was already down all the way by the time you had been bitten into.
Whew.
The lift is here. I don't want to hold anybody up.
I'll go.
Now, wait a moment. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement.
Our time for talking was earlier, Doctor.
That is true. I did not expect you to do as well. I will say, there are a few more husks that I could send out. I did not want to use them all.
We'll kill them too. You saw what we did. We're coming up.
Perhaps there could be a trade. I have the information you might wish for my life.
Hmm.
Could I use my diplomat skill?
Yeah.
While your arm is falling off.
Oh, she's
Like waving around.
wait a minute.
So, diplomat is when you have time to explain your honest point of view to someone, they become fixated on your way of thinking. Roll cool on a 10, hold 2. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. They can spend your hold 1 for 1 by fighting to protect your interests, acting as your eyes and ears, or doing something you tell them to.
Okay. Go ahead and roll diplomat.
Okay. Okay, I'm just nervous.
Oh yeah,
I got 10.
you got a 10.
Nice.
All right.
Doctor, I think it's in your best interest to keep your subjects in a bay and that we all talk.
Perhaps you're right.
That'll be spending a hold that you got.
And so since I get 2,
Also, I feel like it'd be in your best interest to share what you know.
I agree. But I would ask that you leave after I give you the information. I think it is pertinent to your interests. Yes.
I'd look around at everybody to see what they're all thinking.
I'm standing on the lift, by the way.
How big is this lift? Can we all get on it at the same time?
You could. You
Okay.
totally could fit all. It looks like it's a pretty big room for the observation area.
Okay, so I walk on the lift too, just saying, yeah, okay, we'll listen to what you have to say.
We're on our way up.
I don't know if I would survive if I let you into this room. Can I have your word that you would let me go after I give you what you wish?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, Cass is like super pissed off.
Do it in character if you are pissed off.
All right, so I'm on the lift. I hear him say this, and I'm just sort of still dealing with hurting Valerian. That whole fight, the juices are pumping, and I'm just sort of visibly angry. And I say, if I go up there, I'm probably going to shoot him. So I can stay down here for now, and then step off of the lift.
I'm definitely going to shoot him, and I'll stay on the lift.
No, let's not be hasty. It will be very difficult for me to tell you anything if you shoot me.
We should keep him alive.
And I widen my eyes to kind of give the impression of, for now. Hopefully people can understand that or infer that from...
I'll let one of the others of you give a read a person. It'll count for the whole group for you to understand this inference from her.
Is this for either Faye or Ilani?
Any of you,
Oh,
except for Varian, to see how well you can read under this tense situation. But only one of you get to do this for the group.
if I do it, we're gonna fail. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I haven't
Better at doing
failed
this.
yet, so I think someone else needs to.
Playing the gambler's fallacy role, I like it.
My odds are not great.
All right.
Hey, Sayani, how do you feel about the rolling?
Need one of you to roll.
It's on you. It's on you. Do it.
I can roll, but I don't know what will happen. Okay, all right. Let's do this.
Give me a read a person. 8. Okay. You can definitely, now whether or not you agree is a different story, but you can see that Varian's saying, let's keep him alive for now. And so the
Okay.
rest of you can gather that.
I'm gonna lean into Varian and just say, Are you sure that you want to go up there with that?
I think for now it's best to deal with this, and then we can deal with this later.
And I look down at my arm and it's just like flopping her, like.
It's like a dead fish.
I picture Jim Carrey in the second Ace Ventura movie. He's running through the forest, similar to that. No, I look down at it and it's obviously just at my side, and I just kind of think the gravity of the situation is more important than my limp arm.
I have that sort of survivor's guilt for what happened, so I sort of just go along with what she says. So I just sort of nod and then walk back into the lift, put my weapon away.
I'll go into the lift as well.
And I'll harness my shotgun.
Okay. Who has guns out versus not?
I don't probably have my gun out anymore because I can't.
I mean, your submachine gun, you could use it one-handed. Your sniper rifle will be hard unless you were posted up and had braces put up for you, which you can do with your sniper rifle.
Maybe I'll just have my stun baton in one hand, still in my hand from when I tried to hit the husk earlier.
Sure.
Is she not able to be healed anymore?
She's at full health. Her arms fucked up.
Okay. So Medi-Gel is not going to do anything about that.
Yeah, no.
No,
But
time is the biggest thing for that.
All right. Okay.
But somebody has a sentinel skill. Who can do it in the comment?
Wait a minute.
oh well. I'm gonna keep my submachine gun out, but like aim to the floor.
Okay. All right. So you two are the ones that have weapons out. Saria and Varian. The rest of you have put your weapons away as kind of a quote good faith sort of thing.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I didn't want to assume. I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. And you step on the lift. Varian, you know how to get this to go up. It's under your control.
Okay. I would set it to go. Is there only one floor that we can go to?
Yeah, it goes up to it's an exterior lift. Think of like a loading kind of bay lift where it just goes up to a door in this room.
I would just set it for us to start ascending.
Okay.
So you're not going to shoot me, yes?
No. I would like to point out, though, that you just sent a lot of husks on us in an attempt to kill us, so...
Yes, that's why I'm trying to be diplomatic now. You weren't willing to leave. I had to respond. I hope you can understand that for my safety.
And you reach the top, and there is a door there.
All right, I'm going to open the door. If there are any other shots, I'll warn you, I'll do what I can to defend myself. But I'd prefer not to come to that.
And after a tense few moments, the door slides open. And you see what looks like a control room. There are a number of chairs and stools in front of the two-way glass, or the one-way mirror. There's looks like a little table with, like a water cooler and everything that you would expect of kind of place that people would be sitting for a while. And there is this old graying man with small spectacles, a lab coat on, a partially receding hairline, and a small mustache. You would also see a husk standing next to him. Just standing there. All right, I've let you in. And he looks very nervous as he's standing and kind of scanning, seeing Saria's gun out but not aimed, and your stun baton Varian, and the rest of you standing there with your weapons holstered.
So, if I give you information about Cerberus, would you let me leave?
So I start walking forward towards him, not very quickly, but just sort of trying to be intimidating, saying, "Start talking now."
Roll me intimidate then.
Oh God.
You're like posturing essentially. And did you say start talking now, or you were posturing? It's still intimidate regardless.
No, I literally say you need to start talking now.
Perfect. Give me that intimidate roll, please.
All right. Oh God damn it! I rolled a 2.
That is a 2. Okay.
I'm 1 away, I think, from leveling up. It's possible I did miss one during the fight.
The only shot you missed was the one that hit Varian. So, intimidate, when you credibly threaten someone with something like physical injury or scandal, you try to intimidate them, declare what you'll do if they refuse, and roll Renegade. And what I inferred from that was you were going to attack him. Probably hand to hand, but still you were posturing physically.
Yep, definitely.
On a miss, you don't get what you want. Depending on the circumstance, they may flee, possibly leading to a chase, or turn the tables on you, possibly starting a fight. So you posture up and he, no, and the husk steps in front of him.
Okay.
I would ask that you stand down, please, as I still have some aces up my sleeve. I would like this to be peaceable. Saturnian, you back up.
So at this point, I sort of, definitely slow to a stop, and then put my hands up and go, all right.
Very good. So I have your word,
And he looks directly at Varian.
that I can leave after this.
You failed to tell us about your friend.
I had to keep some sort of countermeasure, you see. The information is what Cerberus is working on. This. We have found a way to control Reapers.
Control the Reapers.
Yes. Move to the right, please.
And the husk stands to the side.
We are doing our best to save this galaxy, same as you. You just aren't willing to take the risks and bend some ethical guidelines.
Who are
What?
you to decide who dies or lives, Doctor?
We all die if we fail. Better some than all.
You would see sweat trickling down his face, and his hands are shaking. It could be age or it could be nervousness.
How do you know that this would help?
If we can tell the Reapers to leave, then there is no more war.
Controlling a couple of husks makes you think you can control Reapers?
There's more than a couple. The frequency is similar.
How scalable is this?
More than you've seen here. We have another facility. I can give you the coordinates. I'll let you see for yourself.
Think that would be wise.
How do we know we can trust you?
If you kill me, you know nothing.
Doctor, are you familiar with the Asari?
Fairly.
Will you let me attune with you?
you would get the information you desire if I did that. I know this. And I would let you, if I have your word, I can leave.
Done.
Do I have their word? Or do you speak for all of them as a leader?
I am not their leader.
Then I need their word too.
And I look around and I kind of gesture to them.
I'm gonna glance at Sayani with a little bit of a steeled kind of glare, and then I'll look over. Should be fine.
I'll sort of do something very similar and just go, no, this is a great way to get information. I'm all for it.
I do what they tell me to.
I do believe that. All right. Okay. I will make note that this bodyguard is ready to attack on my death, as well as the others that are still in this facility. But I won't do anything with them until I die. Or you leave without hurting me. Do we have an accord?
I agree.
Are you ready?
Yes.
And he takes a seat. Please describe what you're doing.
I touch his shoulder with my right arm, which is already very tired. And I attune my nervous system to his. And by doing so, I can see all of his memories and everything that has happened, everything that he has felt. I feel it too.
Okay. Now, is there any specific role that you need to do for this?
Yes.
Okay. Please give me that role and read out the ability to me.
I practically did.
I mean, yeah, like the mechanics of it specifically, though. The 7. So what does the 7 grant you with this?
Okay, so let me see if I have the specifics. Just on a hit. On a hit, they must answer truthfully, it says.
Mm-hmm.
So I only have one question.
Okay. What is your question? What is the list of questions, then what do you pick? Or is it just any question? That's fine if it doesn't specify. Then it's any question from his memories.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it here.
Okay. Then that would mean... let's see. That's... that's Embrace Eternity.
It is Embrace Eternity.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Do you see something that I don't? Because
No.
if you do, then
No,
okay.
you ask a question. So, what's your question that you're asking him? You'll get a little extra from this, but because he was willing to give you information, but this question is very specific in detail. And when you do this, what do you look like? Because you described how it works, but what do you look like when you're attuning to him in this way?
My eyes are black. Like just totally black and gone. And I cannot hear anything that's happening around me. I'm just in the moment, just inside his brain, basically.
Okay. Now, what's your question?
What is happening in this facility? This other facility that you talked to us about. What is going on there?
The other facility is a research facility specifically to infuse Reaper tech into humans. The general information you get is the facility is on a planet called Altahay. You know the coordinates now that you need to put in specifically to get there from a mass relay. It looks as though Cerberus has somehow found a way to link this planet to a relay of their making. You see something else. And you start to hear whispers. For just a brief moment, you're pretty sure you see a Reaper? And the whispers fade. And you've got a ringing in your head and a bit of a headache. But you know where you can go now.
You have everything you need. Can I leave?
Where are you going to go?
I'm just going to run. Cerberus won't take me back now. I'm just going to leave.
I saw things. I saw terrible things. But I know where we need to go next.
So I can leave.
You can leave.
But you stand a better chance going directly to the council. You run, and they find you, you're dead.
If I stayed, you all feel I'd die anyway.
And he tentatively stands up.
So I can leave.
Before you do, can you deactivate the husks?
I can, but that's kind of my last ability to... as a fail-safe in case you shoot me as I leave. But I will do it the moment I'm out. They're only in standby, unless I die. Is that acceptable?
I don't trust you. I don't trust this at all.
I've given you no reason to. Except for giving you the information I promised.
You unleashed a shitload of husks on us. What do you mean you didn't give us no reason? I don't trust you.
Wanted to talk first.
His breathing gets a bit labored.
Perhaps we could all leave together.
I'm okay with that.
Before that, is there a way to take this place down?
There is a self-destruct mechanism at the main control panel.
And he kind of gestures to it with a shaking hand.
I am sure your Solarian friend could activate it.
Can someone give me a read a person check?
Jesus. Any volunteers?
I'll volunteer.
Yeah!
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. I think. Whoa! I got an 11.
Please ask me 2 questions from read a person.
Let's see here. Read.
Unless you'd like to save the hold, but I think you. I mean, I'm not going to assume for you. You can hold it, and while you're interacting with them, you can essentially ask questions on this.
Okay, quite a few questions here. I think I'm going to ask, are you telling the truth? And what do you intend to do?
He is telling the truth. He wants to live. And he intends to flee as far as he can.
Okay. He seems honest.
I'd have no reason to lie. I'll be dead if I do.
You trust him, Scar? I'll trust him.
Yes.
All right.
And he stands up and stumbles for a second and catches himself and
May I go then? You can look at whatever here, destroy the facility, the access codes for the console are 053212.
he starts to walk toward the lift. Presumably through and by all of you, and the husk follows him.
Okay.
Your friend going?
I'll deactivate them when I get to the door. I didn't imagine you'd want it in here with you.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, Doctor?
Yes.
Do you really believe you've done the right thing?
We have to survive. And making hard choices for survival is something I think you know very well, Solarian.
Yikes.
And he gets on the lift and goes down.
I watch him the entire time.
And you'd see him walk out. And the husk, as he gets to the door, just collapses into a heap, and he keeps walking. And he's out of your sight. You are in the control room now.
All right. So, where the hell are we going? I direct this to Siani.
I don't remember the name of the planet.
Altahay.
Altahay. We are headed to Altahay. That is where the facility is. But it won't be safe. They are conducting experiments on people. They are infusing them with Reaper tech. I think I saw one. I think I saw a Reaper.
You saw a Reaper?
How?
Yes.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. It was all a blur. It was just, my head was ringing. It was so, the whispers. I just need a moment. But trust me, it's not safe. We need to be very, very careful. And as I say that, I just stare at Cassius and Scar, kind of like you especially.
All right. Marion, can you set up what we need so we can blow this damn place up? I'd like to get out of here as soon as possible.
Yes, I'll use my one arm.
And I'll walk over to the control panel.
I hope. Wait, so do we know if it's your dominant one?
Do we know if that does it?
Is your left or are you left or right-handed? Because it was your left arm. I will leave that to you.
Since it's RP, I am left-handed in real life, but I'm going to say my right arm is my dominant.
Sure, that's fine. That's okay.
So I'll go over to the control panel and enter in the code.
Okay. All right, you do. 053212. And the console logs in and turns on. And you have control of the whole facility, it seems, from this. He wasn't lying.
Is there any information we want before we blow it up?
Can you just download everything? Then we can check it out later. I need to get out of here.
The more info we have for the council, the better.
So I'll take the information if I can. And can I put it on my Omni tool?
You totally can.
Okay.
Now, I do have a question for you, Varian, because you're in here.
Okay.
You're looking at all this information, and you see all the reports as you're downloading it. It's horrific. It is essentially all of the information you need to create your own husks.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to give this to the council?
Oh God. So it essentially is all the information to make a husk from scratch.
Yeah.
Homemade.
It's essentially it's a nightmare scientist breaking every ethical and moral rule, and you have a guide for it now.
And control them?
I would like...
That's not in here. But you can make them.
I would like to take out 1 page of information.
What would that page's details be?
How to activate the husk.
Okay. You're still going to get a renegade point for this.
Okay.
But you do leave that out. You basically have a way to make them but not turn them on.
Can I keep that page on my Omni tool?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
And that's going to be the justification for the renegade.
Okay.
All downloaded. Would we like to blow this up?
This facility is a fair distance away from the settlement, but they're probably going to see this, correct?
They would see it. As long as it's not like a thermonuclear device, then the facility would be, the village would be fine.
Is there any way to communicate with them from here, or is this just one of those?
Maybe you have comms. You have the contact, which was, what was his name?
Lane Colton?
Yes, that's exactly right.
What was it again?
Pine Colton.
Oh, Hein Colton.
Hein Colton. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I get on the comms. And Hein Colton, are you there? Do you read me?
Yeah. Is that, Spectre?
Yes, it's Cassius. Listen, we can fill you in a minute, but I just want to give you and your people a heads up. You're about to see some fireworks.
Are we safe? Is everything fine?
Yeah, you'll be perfectly fine.
All right, I'll have them hole up just in case. Thank you for the warning, Spectre.
Roger that. Gas out. I think we're good to go.
All right,
Is there
yes.
a way to set like a timer, or is it just like a flat?
There is. You'll need to give me a good hack roll to get it to be the way you'd like it to, though.
How much time would it take for us to get out? Like as a Solarian, I would have probably noticed like the route.
Sure, it's a pretty straight shot down out these doors and right outside the facility. Yeah, a couple minutes. If you're jogging, if you're sprinting, maybe less.
Okay.
Can everyone run?
That's a great question.
I know, that's why I'm asking it.
I'm gonna say that was in character, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything we want to check out before we leave? Are we ready to just leave?
I'm ready to go.
If you've downloaded everything, we can get the hell out of here.
Yes, I did. I will set the timer, hopefully a little longer than we need.
And I'd like to set the timer for 7 minutes.
Okay, give you like an extra 5.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Give me a hack roll.
Oh, God. Okay.
Because you're essentially overloading the generator in here. There's no like easy set way to do this. They kind of go, we'll just blow it the fuck up if we're discovered. We'll all die, but at least no one will get anything, is kind of how it's set up. Cerberus doesn't like people leaving.
Okay.
So give me your hack roll, please.
An 8?
An 8. Okay. All right. So you can get it to 3 minutes. It'll be close, but you could get out. You'd have to keep running hard once you leave the facility, just so you don't get blasted. But you could get out.
We have to go now. There are some things hardwired in. We're gonna have to go. We have 3 minutes. Just keep running.
What the hell did you do?
I set the timer.
Let's go. Let's go.
You
Let's
asked her to
go.
do
Get
this,
out.
so.
All right.
Over to the lift.
Yes.
You all run to the lift. You start to hear a quiet alarm go off, letting you know that self-destruct sequence activated. And you go down the lift. And it's painfully slow.
Varian, how much time did you put on the self-destruct?
I put 7, but whoever engineered this place entered in a hard code of 3 minutes. I don't think they wanted anyone to leave.
3 minutes?
Yes. If we run hard enough, it should be just fine. You just have to keep running once we're out the door.
Fine.
And the lift hits the ground.
I pulled for it.
Same. Sprinting
Okay.
as hard as I can.
Any of you doing anything special while running?
I would like to be in the back, in case anybody like falls. I can like just scoop them up and keep going.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
definitely in the front, going as hard as I can, not even looking behind me at any of them, just going.
All right. We're going to do a thing we haven't done before, which is have everybody give me an act under fire. As you are
I get
sprinting.
to roll Paragon instead of Cool because I
All
have a passive move larger than life. So.
Perfect. All right, everyone give me your act under fire roll. This is more because there is an intense pressure of what the situation is.
God. I got an 8.
I got a 12.
I got a 5.
I got
Great.
an 11.
You got an 11.
And I
Scar
got a 6.
got a 6. So those of you fail, remember you get experience. Okay, so Scar's holding up the rear. Varian is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm probably in the middle between Cassius and Scar.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's in front?
I am. I'm in the front.
Oh, you're in front. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And I'm probably behind him.
Okay. All right. So Sayani, you'd see Cassius trip in front of you. You were quick and on top of things, and you're able to just kind of scoop him up under the arm and get him back on his feet and kind of give him a shove to keep moving forward.
Thank you. Just keep running forward.
You would hear a pretty loud thud from behind you as Scar trips and kind of skids a bit. Ugh. Sorry, between you and Varian, you could turn and probably get him up.
I'm gonna definitely try and get him up.
Reluctantly, I will help him up.
Okay. All right, Scar, you're put back on your feet and you're all sprinting out of here as the alarm continues to blare. Cassius, you would see on the left as you're running, and then as everyone else passes, if you look in the window where the husks were, one, that door was open as you passed that hallway. All the husks have collapsed. They're just sprawled out around the room. And you're running through this hallway as the alarm continues to blare. You feel a rumble as the generator is overheating because you just shut the coolant off essentially for a self-destruct. So it keeps heating up and heating up and heating up until kaboom. You get to the end of the hall where the blast door that you hacked open, and you see Dr. Barachek on the ground, bleeding out of his mouth, not moving as you run by. And you get out of the facility and continue to run. And after about 30 seconds of exiting, you hear a large explosion and feel the shockwave push you forward from the facility underground, thankfully, exploding and up, and you feel debris hitting your back as you're running. But you've made it out.
Did how the doctor looked, like physically, is that something I would recognize?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what it is.
I keep it to myself.
Okay.
So we're outside at this point. Are we sort of?
We're outside.
We're just but are we sort of like on the ground, picking ourselves up, dusting ourselves off, sort of stuff? And
those of you who rolled low on Act Under Fire absolutely got knocked off your feet. Everyone above 10 or above would have been fine and continued to run and kind of use the shockwave to move forward. Those of you under 10 but above a failure probably took a knee or stumbled but kept to your feet.
Okay, so at this point, I'm sort of, back. I'm on my back and I'm, trying to get up slowly, and I'm like, what the hell happened to the doctor? Did you guys see that?
Why would he be like that?
Maybe he's dabbling too much with the husks.
You mean like he was using the technology on himself?
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess that's possible. There was like blood coming out of his mouth. I mean, that looked like a violent death.
Well, he's dead now. It's what we all wanted anyway, correct?
Absolutely.
He got what he was, I don't know, what was coming for him, I guess.
No, I agree.
And
All
see,
right,
3 minutes was fine, right, Cassius?
Yeah, it was fine. We need to get back to the settlement. And I just try and, steer away from that whole situation, which I'm still a little visibly sort of, on nerve from almost dying in the explosion from falling down. And I'm sort of, I get up and I'm very quietly lean over to Siani. I was like, thank you. And then just immediately move on.
All right. So you head back to your friends at the Resistance. And you see no one around. It looks like he took to heart to go and get everyone indoors as quickly as possible in case something goes wrong. So it feels pretty empty when you walk in.
Does anybody know where they would have holed up? Any suggestions?
There was the large building you saw and remember from before, where Hein was, and a number of the injured people. And there are a lot of little buildings around, but there is the big main hall.
And when I talked to him, it was from my own comms before, right?
Correct. You had his comm signal as part of like the intel when you first started this mission.
Oh man, I completely forgot his name again. Heron Colton, right?
Hein.
Hein Colton. I should have just say it wrong.
That's all right.
Colton.
Yes.
You can come out now. It's fine.
Yeah, we felt the explosion from over here. What did you do?
We saved you.
All right.
You hear the comms close, and just a few moments later, you'd see Hein kind of step out and look. Hey, you did it? Are they gone? Did you get the medical supplies? And as you hesitate, you see like him visibly kind of, well, at least they're gone.
There was a bigger issue at hand.
No, they were here. That I understand. That sounds like the council, though.
I will personally ask the council to get medical supplies to you as soon as possible.
She asked them to help Earth first. And he kind of looks a little more downtrodden. Thanks for your help, Spectres. Do you need anything else from us?
My arm isn't doing.
He looks at you like, as he's all, like, if you recall, in his own sling.
Do you have a? Do you have a spare sling that I might borrow?
Oh.
Varian, I can just make you one at the ship.
Yes, that will do.
Let's do that.
All right.
Can we just please get out of here?
Thank you. And he kind of like nods his head to all of you and just leaves.
I'm heading back to the ship. And I turn around and just start walking away.
It was about a click away, so it's a bit of a long walk of shame after that.
An outcome only capable of the crew of the Karenia.
I'm not going to give you all Renegade points for that. You'll just get all feel real bad points.
Bad feels. I'll write that down. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right.
Holy shit.
I totally forgot about the quest. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, I totally didn't mention it again at the beginning of the episode. Definitely.
No, you know, things happened. You know, there was a big fight.
I held my hands up too high for too long.
The blood.
That's it.
The blood rushed away.
Fuck. Okay.
All right. After, do y'all talk about anything? You just kind of walk back in silence.
I'm not gonna say a goddamn thing.
I think
I'm walking.
I'm I am going to just walk next to Saria, and I'm just gonna look at her and just say, thank you.
And nod at her.
Gar, you said something?
I was just gonna speak up and say, you all handled that well. Kind of laughed to himself.
You reach the ship. The doors open for you at your arrival. And Saria, or not Saria, Siani. Those whispers come back. And you feel like you're not able to focus quite right for a second there, and then it's gone.
It's back.
Do I notice this?
Give me a read a person.
Okay.
You don't have to worry. I just want to see if you notice it with the roll.
I rolled an 8.
You notice her pause for a second. You don't necessarily think anything's out of the ordinary per se, but she does stop for just a moment there and kind of squint a little bit and then snap out of it. The door to the ship is open.
So I head on board, and then as I because I believe I'm still in the front here. So as I walk on board, I'm like, "Get your asses on here! We're leaving immediately!" And then I head on in and to the cockpit as fast as possible.
Status recognized.
Okay.
I'd also head onto the ship.
Follow and head to the cockpit and squeeze into the tiny chair.
Right.
I follow and I look for anything that I can make into like a temporary sling till we can get Varian some medical attention.
Okay. There are, while there isn't Medigel, there is a medical supply section, like a first aid kit on the ship that you can very easily make a pretty rudimentary sling.
Okay.
And you're all on the ship. The door shuts behind you. What'd you like to do?
I'm going to start keying in what's necessary for us to lift off. I'm not really going to say anything back to them, and just start the process of lifting off and heading out into space. I was going to ask where Scar is. I kind of need my helmsman.
Right next to you.
Okay, so Scar, I'm going to look over and be like, if you look in the database, what was the name of the planet again?
It was
Altahay. Altahay. So I look over and I'm like, if you can look in the database and see if Altahay, coordinates for Altahay are in there, and then put them in, please.
Right, the database.
By all means, just describe where it is, please.
So I lean over, and there's a screen right next to him, and it's lit up. Like, it's if you just push that right there, push that button, it'll give you. All right, and then you can, if you'll type in Altahay, and then it should be able to find it.
Not made for Krogans. He's gonna fat finger and try and type in Altahay.
Okay. And as you pull up the galaxy map, trying to look for where Altahay could be, nothing comes up.
That's a negative.
But Sayani has the coordinates.
Let me handle this. So
Go
I
ahead.
just go over there and kind of push, like Scar and Cassius aside, and I go over there and just type in the coordinates.
Okay. And you do that, and the galaxy map flickers a little bit, and it comes up with Altahay, though it's not listed under any name. This planet isn't recognized, but you have the coordinates in.
So looking at the coordinates, am I noticing that this is, because I remember you're talking about the relay itself. So essentially we can just hit the relay with the coordinates and it'll take us to it. So it's not a huge travel time, right?
No, with the relay, it is it's totally doable. You have the coordinates, you have essentially with that the IFF, the identification friend or foe, to get you through.
Okay, so at this point, well, I'm sitting there thinking for a second and say, we can get there pretty quickly. Do we need to do anything first? We can head back to the Citadel. You guys need to get restocked on anything? I'm out of gel.
Same. I also think we probably need Varian to report to the council with what she has on her Omni tool.
Perhaps I could get medical attention as well.
Yeah, you
Agreed.
should.
Well, if we're all in agreement, then Scar, can you put in the coordinates for the Citadel, please?
And the Citadel comes up nice and easy, as expected.
And then
You leave Atmo? Okay. And you take off, heading back toward the Citadel to report your findings here on Eden Prime. And I think that is a perfect time to call the episode.
Oh God!
Oof.
Oh God!
Oof.
Oh!
God.
Oh!
My God.
How y'all feeling?
I want to apologize for all those rolls.
Damn.
I'm really sorry about your arm.
Your rolls were rough today. Like,
They were-
Yeah.
I came into it. I was like, man, I rolled so well last time. I'm gonna knock this out.
Oh, boy.
Let's just blow up the place without the medical supplies.
Oh my God.
Nobody
Everything
remembers.
worse. But hey, we saved you. Hey. Now give me your sling, old man.
Well, you know.
I need it more than you do.
I will say it brings me utter joy as a GM when I said and mentioned medical supplies. Every single one of your faces immediately fell.
You can see it through the mask. Could you see
All
it
of
through the
them.
mask?
I mean, you basically went, oh God, and then put your hand on your forehead. So yes, I saw it through the mask.
I want to see a clip of that. Like, I want to see the exact moment when it hit us that we fucked up. Like, I really want to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It was pretty great.
Oh man.
Well, that was episode 2 of Reaper Relay. You all did a fantastic job. Can I see a show of hands of who leveled up that session? There was at
Definitely.
least 2.
I definitely leveled up.
I got close, but no, I need one more failed roll. And then I can.
I don't think I failed any rolls.
I didn't fail
Oh, no.
either.
No, just rub it in.
Level. I don't want to hear it.
I don't know. Yeah, same.
All right. Well, that's great. Let's go around the room and say who you are, who you played, and where we can find you. And if you have anything coming up, by all means, here's the place to do just that. But let's start with KPP.
Hello, I'm Katie Peters Plays. I played Varian today for you. I stream here on Twitch. If you want to come hang out with me, I'll be on tomorrow morning and on Dying Order tomorrow, right here on Table Story on Brad's show with PB. Yeah. That's me.
Alrighty. Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye Lynn, and I was Saria today. You can also find me here on Twitch. I will also be live tomorrow, not on Table Story. but on my own channel.
Oh.
Gosh dang it,
Bloody.
Hello. Hi, I am Bloody Caster, and and I am a professional arm holder. What? That doesn't make any sense. I can hold my arms up in the air for very long, and that is my talent, it seems. I just discovered it tonight. And yeah, I don't know. I stream here on Twitch, twitch.tv/bloodyfaster, and maybe I will hold up my arms for you if you come over. I probably won't do that, but you know, yeah. And I'll be live tomorrow for 12 hours because I'm celebrating my 3 years of being a partner.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh!
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of cool, yeah.
Lobos.
Hi, I'm Lobos Jr., and I played Scar Graken today, and I like to do RPGs and roguelikes and all sorts of things. A little bit of maybe Dark Souls, I don't know.
Couldn't
and
tell
I stream
from the
here
shirt.
on Twitch. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And then last but not least, Aaron.
Hi, my name is Aaron Black. I played the lovable Tyrion Cassius. I'm a writer, but you won't find anything out there right now. And other than that, you might be able to find me on Twitter if you're lucky. And that's it.
Ooh,
Nice.
so
Also, can you show off your shirt real quick, Aaron?
Oh, right. Let me try and let's see if I can do this justice. I'm trying to is that good? Can we see it?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
But does it have a bidet?
Yeah, for
But
those
does
who are
it?
listening, it says, does it have a bidet?
Does it though? Did we ever really figure that out?
We did.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't have a bidet.
No.
Maybe
Upgrades.
No.
maybe when we get back to
Soon.
the Citadel. Get back to the Citadel.
That could be our request from the council, you know? So, hey,
What
council.
upgrades do you need? Okay, we need a bidet and some wet wipes, please. It's messy.
That it is. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I have been your elusive Dan, the guest GM here for Reaper Relay. I have a few things. One, thank you so much for tuning up. If you like to support Table Story and what we do for miniseries like this, for regular shows, all that fun, we've got a Patreon you can take a look at. You can do things like, not for this show, but main shows, do things like have your own NPCs, get really cool one-shot stuff, character and maps and all sorts of cool things with that Patreon. So go check it out. And if you got a Twitch Prime, by all means, go ahead and use it on one of these lovely people here, maybe during a 3-year partnerversary. That'd be pretty cool. I also would love to give a quick shout out that the images. Oh wait, well we I don't know if it actually got used yet. I didn't catch that from PB, but we've got some cool stuff for Altahay from a YouTube channel called Gaming Ambience. So check it out if you want to look at some cool stuff that's basically Mass Effect and touted towards Mass Effect.
I just have to. Can I just
please.
listen? People you guys have to go check it out. It's insane. So
It's
basically,
really cool.
this YouTuber went to random planets in Mass Effect and just sat there for an hour and recorded some video footage and sound effects and ambience, and they do it for more than just Mass Effect. They've got a whole bunch of games, and it's a really neat YouTube channel. So definitely go check it out. We'll put a link in the description and all that jazz.
Wow,
really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And they
And of
also were
course,
kind enough to let us use everything. They were like,
Yes.
"This show is awesome.
Did
Do
they
it."
They were really
go
cool.
to Uranus again, as well?
I don't know. I
Well,
can ask. I don't think so though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's only after dinner. And of course, we had the lovely PB as the disembodied voice running production for us here.
Hello.
So thank you
You
very
did
much,
great.
PB.
That was also
But,
the creepy husk sounds.
Yeah, she
That
did
was
those
fun.
husk noises. Those were live, crazy, horrible noises.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so
I saw-
great.
I saw a few people cringe
I was
when they.
cringing every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yay.
Every time.
I'm glad.
So it's pretty great. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. But this has been Reaper Relay. Thank you so much. If you're listening, thank you. And if you're watching here anywhere, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week for the 3rd episode. Have a good night, everyone.